Good morning, my Mimic Army. I am the AMDM Lee, and this is my cup of coffee, which I'm out of. So, what I'm doing here is actually giving you kind of a little update about what we do here, what we have on our Discord server, as well as what we do here on Twitch. First off, on Monday nights, we have our Q&A. This is set up at 9 p.m. Eastern, where we take questions both on here on Twitch as well as live stream it on TikTok and with our Discord patron support, asking questions about either about my homebrew world, about D&D in general, or we just BS about nerdy stuff. That's all it is. No requirements, nothing else, just somebody talking and having a good time for an hour or two. After that, we come across to our Black Door game, where a group of assassins have set out into the world. Now, what's unique about this game is almost all of the classes that are being played are homebrew subclasses or completely new homebrew classes. They were made by our one of our mods and on our Discord server, and this is kind of it's really a playtest game. It's been a lot of fun. They've come across a few little adventures trying to figure out what they're going to do in the world. Come check it out. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. Next up, we have on Wednesdays and Thursdays are usually my days of rest or when I try to play games. Now, Thursday will be changing soon. I have to get some scheduling issues corrected out, but we will be starting a new campaign soon, strictly for certain Patreon members. Now, this will not be a bunch of one shots like our Friday night game. It will be a full blown campaign, delving into some of the deeper lore on my homebrew world. But then that brings us to Friday. Friday is the some of the funnest games I've ever played. They're a series of one shots for our Order of the Scale. Now, this game is 100% first come, first serve to our Patreon supporters. It goes every Friday night from 8 p.m. to usually around 11. And I never know exactly who's playing, what they're playing, what class they are, what level they are. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for me anyway. But I just wanted to cover these things with you. I wanted to let you know what we do, why we're here. And I wanted to and also take this moment to say thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. If you would like to support and you haven't yet, there are multiple ways to do so. One of which is using your Amazon Prime uh, Twitch account. If you've got Amazon Prime and you're not using your free Twitch subscription, I'm more than happy to use it. Another way you can support us is with our come join us on Patreon. That gives you access to a lot more stuff. Believe me, there's a lot more stuff. You also get early access to any homebrews we create, all kinds of goodies on there. But if that's not quite your cup of tea and you're wanting to get a little bit more out of it, you can come check out our Zazzle site where you can get cool things like this bandana. This is a battle map bandana. It's set out in grid work, and there are other maps that I've been designing and getting ready to publish out on there. We have t-shirts. You can get yourself an AMDM t-shirt. You can get yourself a Mimic. There's some Mimic Army stuff coming soon. So yeah, if you want to support us, but you don't want to do the Patreon or the RP, you just want some cool gear, check out our Zazzle store. they've got some cool stuff on there. And that's really all I wanted to say. Games on here usually start around 8 p.m. with the exception of our Monday Q&A, which starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, just come check us out. And thank you. Till next time, go forth and roll some dice. Go have a good day. Welcome, everyone, to another episode. Why did I do that? Technical difficulties. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Black Door, where our would-be assassins have run from every challenge set before them.
Again, not sure. We went out of our way to. Two of us went out of our way to kill a bunch of hags in an orphanage.
Which wasn't even the objective. But
But we didn't run away.
We did make 2 successful assassination attempts and then ran away.
As well as the unspeakable horror.
2 successful ones, and then you ran away.
I think I have to restart my computer. I will be right back.
All right. So while
we bravely ran away.
Yeah, just like brave Sir Robin. So Robin runs away. So we got to get Tormund's doing a quick little restart. So anyone want to fill in what happened in the last week or the last couple of game sessions? Anyone?
The town
We started a riot in the city. Well, doors appeared all over the city. We ended up starting a riot. I screwed up and almost got taken over by a curse.
I think they're qualified as greater demons came out of the doors and attacked us multiple times.
Yeah, some whatever that was that came out of the doors. And then we decided it was time to leave town.
Yep. Oh,
that was a little shopping trip around town.
Yeah, that's right. You did make a shopping trip, stopping in and one of the shops that you had tried to get work out of from the Thieves Guild. So, and then you've left town. And the throngs of people that have decided to get the hell out of Dodge, y'all were one of them. Y'all were among them. Standing outside the gates or heading outside the gates of the city, you have options. North, south, east, or west. South.
I believe we're heading north in order to go to the borderland, the border town.
South would lead you back to Sunlot. South would lead you back to Red Sage. North leads you towards the border, which is still several days away. It's a good distance away, but the last major town along that is Border Town. So have y'all
at least it's not Border Town.
Have y'all decided as a group where y'all are headed? And then there's the vast wilderness, the other smaller towns within the country that you could go, but the main roads that y'all have been traveling have been north along the river.
We were not crossing the river. That was decided many times ago.
So, what is y'all's destination?
We were going north.
So, you decide to trek out north.
Mm-hmm.
Start heading north, leaving the city behind you as you go. There's a good group of people heading north as well. Uh some carrying just things that they could whatever they could have drug out and uh carried with them in a hurry leaving the city. As you travel, day goes to night. Are y'all gonna take a nice long rest or continue on through the darkness?
So we should probably take a rest.
The only problem with that is I don't think we're far enough away from the town to be safe.
You're about a day's ride out from the town now. Y'all left fairly early in the day. Okay, probably about a half a day's ride out from the town. Or I should say from the city.
Well, if you want to take one more night of riding and then rest, put a little extra distance, that's fine too.
I mean, if we take more time on the cart to go farther north, it's going to be safer for us to take a rest and actually gather ourselves and bearings and what we need to do.
Right, tally ho.
There is one issue that we're not thinking about. Leave no witnesses.
Witnesses to what?
In order to leave no witnesses, we'd have to go back into town, kill everyone, then track everyone down and kill them.
Well, that's for the door to handle.
Then we'd still have to track everyone down who escaped the city to take them out.
I think
And
he only talking about one witness. The one that left the curse on him. The one that got the closest look at his face.
I'm not sure that's the person you want to dispose of.
I tell you one thing, I think that one be less of a bite in the ass than everyone else we ever meet in that town.
I'm not worried about her. I'm more worried about the witnesses that are seeing us leaving town.
So the 300 to 400 people that left town with you.
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to do anything about that.
We stop here. We rest. We head east. And then we head north.
We stop with the group for the night, and only we leave in the morning.
What you thinking on with that? That's a long night of slitting throats.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I kind of prefer the idea of misdirection and heading east and then heading north.
If we leave them alive, it's more than likely that they won't realize who we are. They'll just know that they escaped the chaos. If
We're hidden
we,
among a throng of 300 people.
and if we start killing everyone, something and someone is going to notice, which would
We're in a
draw
sea
more
of
attention.
faces right now. Let's not make ourselves the spotlight in the sea of faces.
Oh, I think I think of a thing that's so much worse. We had warned that we had warned the guild that was here about what was happening back behind us, and though we hadn't been tracked around in the town so far as we know, they did find
they
us.
were. You know that we were being watched that whole time,
Oh,
especially after the mission.
I'm not. I'm actually talking about the ones that had come from behind us, all the way back at Sunlot. The ones that somehow get ahead of us. It is an easy path to. It is easier for them to see that 100 or so or 400 people are dead the night after a giant happenstance. The way they work seems very obvious that they be able to see that and think of us. Maybe we lag back the other way. Give it a day. Make anybody who think we'd leave with this group think that we go forward, and those that are in this group to take any notice of us think we be heading back south. We take a long way
Well,
around.
if we turn around and head back south right now, we're gonna be running right back into Red Sage.
I think what we should do is, when they stop to rest, we start heading east at the next junction, and make sure that they all know that we're heading east.
East would take us across the river, and we don't want to go across the river.
That's
We
exactly the point. We don't want to go across the river. But if we start heading east to the river, we might be able to, or not east, west, the other way, away from the river. That means that might draw the eyes towards that caravan heading west, and we slip back in the shadows heading north.
You remember like 3 years ago? He's talking about something that we used to do. You remember the ladle handle? We drop in a direction we don't want to go, and then we duck around and come back the exact opposite way with no eyes on us, and then we head in the direction that we want when we're at equal distance from a immediate central point. So it looked like a ladle if you look at the path from up above.
Yeah, I get you.
We used to do it all the time when before we had all the money to not have to beg for food.
Yeah, it's just been a while.
I mean, at this point, Yeah, we be older. Yeah, we be wiser. But maybe we drop back to basics for a few things. At least until we can rebuild ourselves.
Are we truly wiser though?
We okay. So we didn't dip deeper into our own problems. We dipped into different problems. Not necessarily better. It's certainly different, though.
All right, I got you.
We know not to make the same mistake. Doesn't change that we're
And
still making mistakes.
I soon say, and yet we still make some of those same mistakes. It's just been a while.
So misdirection it is.
Ladle handle it go.
So if
So we duck east for about 2 miles, and
What?
then we swing southwest and make a
What?
dome type
Now you
loop.
ducking east, you're not even going to get a mile before you hit the river.
Okay.
I mean,
We get to the river.
Red Sage is right there. It's a port city. I mean, it's right on the river.
Fair. So we get butt up against the river and we start heading south for about another quarter mile, and then we start doing a dome and get about 3 miles west of our original point before heading north.
Okay. So are y'all going to
We
do this
effective.
through the night, or y'all are going to rest and start doing this during the day?
I say we at least get to the part where we have headed east, we have headed south, and if we do not, if we want to make camp then, we are right on the water. We have plenty of view from every direction. Plant 2 people, have them watch, take shifts. We be good. And if we don't want to do that, we finish the arc, get 3 miles out west, and then camp there. At least that's closer, that's further away from the river, and it's closer into the wood. Easier for us to hide, harder for us to see what's coming. What you all think?
Sounds good to me.
It'll work for me.
All right. So y'all are going to travel through the night, is what I'm hearing.
Think so.
All right.
We might we might travel till dawn and then give the horses a rest.
Okay. So you're going to travel south, then west, and then start heading north again?
Yeah.
All right. So as y'all are making y'all's trek back down south, watching the throngs of people leave, you can see they're scattering off into homes and things, little ranches here and there along the way. You see, are y'all going to go past Red Sage and then turn, or turn before Red Sage?
It's
Before.
basically we hit the river, we go south for about half a mile,
Okay, so before Red
and
Sage.
yeah, and then we start arcing southwest and make a full dome
Okay,
to until we
Start
would start
circling.
heading north.
Start circling them. All right.
Yeah.
So as y'all are headed back and you're making your arc away from Red Sage, start traveling on your arc. you've gone out far enough where you're by the time dawn reaches you, you're back headed north again. There are farmlands here and there, ranches, forested areas. Are y'all going to stick to well-traveled roads? There are some stoned roads, and then there's the wagon roads that are dirt and gravel and such, and then there are the trails through the woods, almost not much better than animal trails.
Trails.
Trails has one problem.
Yes.
and
What
horses
made
would
what made the trails?
Well, it's general
Uh,
animal trails. It could have been deer, it could have been they're not well traveled like a
It's
road would be.
the biggest problem we have is we now have a cart to a carriage to actually have people
A, ca-
resting in
a
while
carriage
we are traveling.
will not make it through the trails.
Carriage also makes it harder for anybody to see us. I think if we're going as low maintenance as possible, but as low profile as possible, maybe those wagon roads.
I forgot that we stole a carriage on the way out of town.
Yeah.
After all,
Yeah, you were the one that killed him.
after all, you have one hell of a disguise kit, and you can have a pair of owls that look like they're part of the carriage, just sitting there keeping an eye
Yeah.
for you.
And let's remember that this is a nice carriage. This is a carriage that was meant to be driven like a taxi through the city. Not
Maybe we put this
necessarily
on the road.
not necessarily as well through the roads.
Maybe the cobblestone be the better idea. This does look fancy.
Yeah, and
And you do have a nice suit in your clothes.
if
I made
everyone stays in the carriage and I shift, um,
then there's nothing that can easily take a look at us and just go, oh, let's make trouble for that. Because, you know, that seems to be our luck lately.
So y'all take the cobblestone roads.
yeah, and I'm gonna shift into a human form
Okay.
and shift my glimmer weave into the servant formation of it. So it basically looks like a servant driving the taxi
Okay.
or the posh carriage. And I guess I have pride and envy with me.
Yeah, they're going to be sitting on opposite ends of the bench for the driver's seat, looking like they're mounted parts of the carriage, just giving you the help action, one giving you the help action for drive and one giving you the help action for spotting things.
You do see, as y'all are traveling. All right, so the main road would have been the one by the river. Y'all are getting back to heading north. It's not a direct path north, as the river is almost directly north. So this is a little off, going away from the river a little bit, the road. You do see a sign that says Plain Bank, 25 miles.
It's a place to resupply. And not only that, it's a place to, and looks directly at the two people that have the most experience in the Black Door to also resupply.
Hmm.
How much? Well, let me check.
It
I mean, we don't
depends
have
how much.
a ton, but we do have some things that we could get rid of.
Different point. How good? How do? How lucky do you feel right about now? Probably around tonight when we roll in. We got tricks that we didn't have back then. We can clean them out a different way. We don't have to cut past. We don't have to slit a throat. We got Wanda's at our beck and call. You can gamble your way through that entire town. And it don't just have to be one of you. 2, 3. I got trinkets abound. We can make this work.
I'm just trusting your ideas at this point because I am new to your group.
Yeah, you know,
I mean,
you see the sign saying 25 miles, and it is roughly what did I say? It was Plain Bank.
yep.
I better write that down before I forget it. Oh, somebody already did. All right.
We
I dropped it in our notes.
Thank you.
we got
So it will take you the full day to get there.
yeah. I figured we would be sliding in at around end of dusk, beginning of twilight.
Yeah.
And we're gonna need some rest before we do anything else.
I think you getting the drift here. We can take it to a day or two, clean the town. Maybe if something rough and rowdy happen, we can make ourselves look like little heroes. And then we roll back on out. We head
We can
west
do
and
it
then we head
again.
north. Yeah. We done it plenty of other times.
That last one was pretty lucrative.
I think we can make this work. Just most of us end up working as handles for a couple of days. What you all say?
I think it's a good idea.
It's a good idea. I just don't know how well I'll fit into the plan.
I'll do my best. That's all I can offer.
If you're not one to be sitting in the front, speaking and doing little tricks here and there, you can always be part of the crowd. You can always be the one keeping an eye and looking, flashing little things. We can work out some hand symbols so that everyone know what's going on. Do some card games. Do some alley work. Doesn't have to be big to work in our favor.
Best thing I could probably do is be your first lackey or your first sucker for the game. I can always shift myself into something smaller and make it look like there's multiple people trying.
I mean, you can make in any of the alley work, can make it look like you actually won big and walked away.
That's what I figured I'd do. One says who I am, and one says something smaller.
I think that's a good idea. Meanwhile, we're heading north into this city
Yeah.
while we're just talking plans.
Yeah. I'm gonna let y'all keep talking and
Someone should probably rest. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to rest all day since I'm the only one driving.
Once we get some plans in order, I think we all take a rest, just kind of propped one way or another in a carriage. I mean, there's a whole rack up top and a couple of blankets up there. I can make myself a nice little nest, make it look like this is an even fancier carriage.
The Order of the Owls.
I told you, owls and doors, man. Owls and doors.
all right. So y'all, unless y'all are planning on more stuff, y'all have made y'all's way through the wilderness or through the simple environment. You've lost no one. There's no one traveling with you. Y'all have gotten to a point where y'all are the only carriage on the road. You haven't seen anyone. As you get closer to town and the sun is down, give me perception rolls.
$19.
Dirty 20.
I got a 6.
That's I rolled that's an 18.
I have a 27.
27. Okay. The first thing you notice about this small town is it's a small town. There are, as you enter or start to enter, you see one church, temple off to the side, and maybe 15 buildings. in the entire place. One of which is a general store. One of which is a inn/tavern, saloon. Just very, very sparse, very small town. The next thing you notice is it's quiet. You do hear
Except the
some music coming from the inn, but for the most part, this town is quiet. It is quiet, almost as quiet as the roads that y'all had traveled on through here.
What time of day is it at this point?
It's nighttime or getting into nighttime.
Pull up in front of the inn/tavern.
The name on the billboard there says the Flying Fish. And it's got your typical saloon doors. There are people in there. And there's music playing, but it's not very loud.
Everybody have your low profile up best you can.
I'll try to be as low profile as I can. Alright.
I'll step into the carriage. Shift back into my elven form,
All right.
and shift my shift weave into the crowd camo.
Crowd camo.
That's what we called it when
It
we picked the
just-
5.
It looks like the average day or the average worker that's out for
Peasant.
lunch type of look.
Peasant
Yeah.
clothes. Okay.
Something just above servant, basically.
Okay.
Something that looks like somebody owns 2 sets of clothes.
Just above peasant.
It's enough to be overlooked.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's still going to be a little hard to not notice an owl head or a kobold, but
Not even just a kobold. A winged one.
I mean, have you not learned a trick? I'm going to really quick flex back my wings and then settle them down to make them look like a cloak. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but it definitely makes things look a lot more normal.
Does that mean I can call you Lord Archimedes now?
No.
I can attempt so. I've never done that.
It'll definitely be uncomfortable, but it's worth a try for you.
She takes a moment to figure it out. Probably a little messy. And
Oh,
yes,
no.
it is uncomfortable.
It looks like you have a ruffled, kind of dirty leather cape.
Thanks.
I mean, at the same time, looking at me, it looks like somebody has put on an owl helmet and wears a frickin' cloak made of feathers. It's not like I'm not sticking out.
Yeah, we're still gonna stick out just in a different way.
Yeah, your Glimmerweave should definitely be more of the posh or entertainer
It's,
for me.
I think I'm going entertainer. We are not in a place that it makes sense that I be doing the standards. Alternatively, you know what? Different thought. As instead of entertainer, he uh, ruffles his clothes, shakes them out, and it's the dark, the black priest robes
Okay.
with Xeris on one shoulder and Xandus on the other.
All right.
I think this might fit me best in this. So,
y'all have gotten yourselves situated with your various disguises. As y'all are doing so, you do see people walking around, but they're very. It seems that they're very
Subdued.
careful about how they're walking. Just-
Like they're watching where they're stepping, or they're trying to be proper, or
More like walk. You know how you walk through the house late at night, and because you don't want to disturb anybody. That's kind of
Huh.
the feeling you're getting. Like they're trying to walk quietly. The silence. You spend a lot of time in the cities, and the noise there is comforting. There's that certain level of noise that you're used to. This town is nowhere near that. You begin to ponder that at some points you've been in libraries that have been louder than this town.
this place is a little concerning to me. I don't think I could do even my quietest work here without disturbing someone.
It is a little uncomfortable.
So, I am going to pull out a white glove. I'm going to adjust the cuff. Which one of you want to be able to do a little handwork?
What are you thinking?
Just dangles it by the forefinger. You see me wear this. It allows a mage hand. Depending on how things go, depending what we end up getting up to, it could tip some cards.
First, let's
Fair enough. Fair enough.
and let's get a couple rooms in the inn. Is my internet being stupid right now?
You cut out for a minute or for a couple seconds there, but I think we're good.
We lose Sparky.
Oh,
We just lost Sparky for personal reasons.
Okay.
He will likely not be back tonight.
Okay.
I was saying let's go get a couple of rooms in the inn, and come down for dinner and maybe a drink. Try and find out what's going on here.
How's our funds?
It should be fine in a small town like this.
All right.
As you head towards the entrance, it is a little more lively in here, but it is still subdued. The swinging doors open, and everyone in there stops and looks at you just for a moment as to see who was, if they knew you. After that slight moment of really awkward silence, they proceed to go back to doing what they were doing. But again, they're very subdued. They're very quiet. Glancing around, you probably see maybe 10 people in here.
Is that including whoever is playing the music?
That is including whoever's playing the music. So looking over, there is a Dragonborn. Kind of small. He's not most of the Dragonborn you've seen have been, pretty big guys. This one is a little bit smaller. Got a red vest on, white sleeves. Think your typical Western piano player, with the belt on.
Yep.
Got the little bowler hat. And he's playing along, but he's not being loud. He's just real nice, soft melody. Almost as if the instrument itself, the piano that he's playing, has been muffled. Behind the bar, you see, well, at first you thought it was a child, but you quickly realize it's a halfling that's standing on some sort of platform behind the bar. There's a dwarf playing cards over with some elves. But there's literally a handful of people here. The halfling behind the bar is cleaning a glass. Looks over, sees you. Waves you over.
Head over to the halfling.
Greetings. Y'all needing a room for the night?
2 if you got them.
Yeah, I think we can get one out. Hey, Marion. You're sleeping down here tonight. You see a half-elfin barmaid. She kind of just shakes her head, goes, okay. Again, quiet. They're not loud at all. Can I get y'all anything to drink? Anything to eat?
I could definitely use a meal and some ale.
I think that sounds very, very good. Though, can you make my ale just a water?
We can get you a water.
I like
That's
a meal and a cider if you could.
well, I have water and I have ale.
Oh.
I could probably get you some goat milk.
We'll go ahead and go with the water then.
A meal and water for me as well, please.
All right. That is not the chart I needed.
And might I ask why everything's so quiet here? Is it out of respect? Is it out of necessity?
Well, this time of year, it's kind of out of necessity.
I'm
What
sorry,
you mean?
this time of year?
Yeah. Um. Do you know what a boulette is?
Mm, you talking about land sharks, I think.
That's it right there. Land sharks. Well, it's mating season. And about 5 years ago or so, they decided this was the mating ground. So about this time every year,
They come up.
they come up and can cause some problems. And if you ever seen two boulettes mate, oh, well, one of them don't always make it out alive.
I imagine the acrobatics probably a problem.
Yeah, usually the female eats the male afterwards.
Just turns to his friends and has a silent glimmer in his eye. Actually, he takes out a small coin, looks down at it, and looks at all the rest of you and uses thaumaturgy to flash coins in his eyes.
So this time of year we try to keep it as quiet as possible, not to draw the attention of them boulettes.
I can definitely understand that.
All right, so do y'all want to get them? Do y'all want individual mugs, or would y'all like to get a picture?
I think a pitch of be fine.
Yeah, I don't drink much.
I'm the only one getting ale.
I mean, how much would a pitcher of both be for you?
Oh, a picture of the ale. Uh, where the hell did it go? 5 gold pieces.
Looks
I'll
over to
just
Kinjar.
take a mug.
I think that'd be fine.
Oh. So, all right, you just want a mug? That's just going to be 1 gold.
And how much are the 2 rooms and the meals?
Well, it depends on what you're wanting to eat. Uh,
What's the special of the day?
well, right now we've got some. Well, we've got Hunter's stew. Uh, that's just our house stew. Is a bowl of it is 3 copper. If you're wanting more,
I'll
we got some rabbit. Or some chicken.
I think I go in for the stew, and you maybe have some bread.
Yeah, we've got some bread. That comes. The stew itself is served in a bread bowl.
That sounds
You
good to me.
you are speaking my language.
All right, so that'll be let's see, five of them. So that's 15 copper.
$15 copper, one.
I'll
So
do that
one.
with
That's for
15 copper on the table.
And
And a gold.
the ale is really good.
so we're gonna go take that table over there, and we'll wait for the bowls of food.
Oh, okay.
Many thanks.
Not a problem. Not a problem. And it takes maybe 5 minutes for them to come out with a tray. Him and Marion comes out with a couple of trays with the food on it. And it's a nice little bread bowl, and this stew in there is just steaming, and it smells pretty good, especially after being on the road for the day. So if y'all need anything else, the rooms are 5 silver each.
All right.
And if you need anything else, just let me know. I'm Nibs. This is my establishment.
Well, it'd be good to meet you, Nibs. We'll
Nice.
keep it nice and quiet.
Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Discord went a little wonky on me.
So if y'all need anything, just let me know. Well, if you can't find me, Marion, I'll be here.
All right. All right.
All right, y'all have a good evening. And your rooms are, and you turns and points. You can see the staircase leading up. There's probably about 6 doors of stairs that's just easily seen from where you're at. He goes, your rooms are going to be the first 2 right there.
I thank you very much.
All right, enjoy. He walks off. He goes over to the other table and talks with them for a little bit. Something about they've been sitting here all day and hadn't bought anything. And then asking about if so and so's horse had foaled, and just Small
Farm
town.
talk.
Farm talk, yeah. It's
So we have another course of action here. I think we can get twofold out of it. Technically threefold out of this. One
Card game in the corner.
One is still doing what we already doing, but if we decide we want to take some action with those bullets, one, that is a lot of meat. Two, that is a lot of very fine hide that can be used. And three, do you think they have a prize for lightening the load around here?
If they don't, they will when we get done.
And not to mention, as I said, it's a lot of meat. I think that could be sold here really well. What you think? Is it time to get a little bloody and a little dirty?
Sounds like a
Mm.
fun time.
I mean, not tonight, obviously. Let's get some rest. Let's recoup. But maybe making a little commotion and dealing with a bunch of rough-headed land sharks might be just the break we need to be able to make a pretty penny. Maybe even an ugly nickel.
Yeah.
Might get us some good standing here too.
It'll either get us really good standing or really bad standing, but either way, we probably make out with a lot of money. Get us restarted.
I just wish I could still use my good blades.
Today's just gonna give him a look.
With just the, actually, wait. If I can get a day, I might be able to do something with those blades that you got.
My new ones?
Yeah.
Alright.
It'll be costing some of those teeth that we got from that T-Rex back there, but you give me a day. And I might be able to trace a little bit of magic into them.
Alright.
You play around, do the rest of the stuff. I hand out the trinkets so that you can all play around, get a little bit of interest beat into us, and I'll take the day up in the room. And with that, he's going to look at his friend and just put his hand out, expecting the blades to end up in his hand when he's ready. I'll simply walk up there and start.
Let's finish dinner at least.
I mean, yeah, we eating here seems like a good plan, and this place be very quiet. So let's relax. And once we roll up there, I'm going to muffle it, but I'm going to start banging away at your swords. See what I can make out of them.
Definitely.
And with that, just continue eating.
Okay.
And occasionally look over at Gwen, doing measurements with his eyes, and just start trying to think what would work for them too.
Take a picture, it lasts longer.
You only really work with me once or twice. You never really get a feeling for what I do around there.
No. And the staring is kind of weirding me out.
Sorry about that. I'm measuring you out, seeing what might be good for you, what might fit you in what we have and what I can make.
He's the one
Um,
that creates everything for us so that we don't have to spend any money purchasing much.
I was one of
I understand.
I was one of the main latches back in Sunhot.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't wear armor if that helps narrow it down for you.
I think there might be a really nice thing that I'm gonna have to start looking into making for you.
Well, my interest is peaked now. If I can help with anything, just let me know.
Let's get through tonight. We end up figuring it out. I'm pretty sure you don't have any headgear that it would get in the way of, so
Mm.
as he gives a grin with a beak.
No.
I put it this way. I had made all of our clothes that are able to shift back and forth. I'm thinking about making you a hat that make all of you look whatever way you want.
That could be interesting.
It'll
But
take
I am
something.
still small.
That's fine. Points over at the bartender. So he.
True. That would be interesting. I'd definitely be up to being a test subject for that.
We figure it out.
Hmm?
It's much easier when we have money and I get good things to work with, but we still have some things that we be working up with.
I understand.
So it may not be tonight's test, but
Oh, no.
maybe in the future.
Yeah, that's fine. Do not rush.
I have a lot of strong letters. I don't have any soft letters to do that with.
That is something we can work on in the future then.
looking at the things in my bag.
I'm guessing you have a lot of stuff.
I'm looking at the things that are absolutely stupid, and if I had a bunch of them, we could make very specific magic items that are terrifying. There's a reason why he makes it so that if we have the the option to do so, it's still going to be a fight.
Mhm.
Oh, you want materials, you say? You're gonna have to fight for them.
Yep. Yeah, you missed out on the T-Rex fights.
And the
Aw.
basilisks and the cockatrices.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I'm here now, so hopefully run into things.
Nope, now it's
Well-
just resource management from here on out.
Yep. It is a lot of resource management and us fighting big bad things that are fun above table, but like things you don't want to bump into at table.
Yeah. And baby characters. Let's do this.
And over the table, he just took away my swords that did a lot of damage
No, I
and
didn't
were a
take
pain
them
in his
away.
ass.
The curse that you accepted on them took them away. You're more than welcome to pick them up and use them again.
Were those the ones that kept getting nerfed?
They did get nerfed
Yeah, they did.
a couple times.
They deserved it.
I mean, yeah, they did need to be
See?
slightly contained.
So, you finish your meal up. Full stomach. What's the... What in the... I just had some music playing from out of nowhere on some tab I have open. I was like, what the hell is this?
Oh, good. You're playing this game from an ADHD brain.
Yeah, it's... I was confused.
Yeah. Once we retire to the rooms, Archimedes is not going to sleep right away. He is going to set up his travel smithy. He is going to set both of the sins on helping him. And he is going to be using the trinket for thaumaturgy to lower the volume. It doesn't work like silence, but it can make it louder or slightly quieter.
Slightly quieter.
So instead of it sounding like a heavy anvil, it sounds like a jeweler's kit. The amount of noise he's making.
Yeah, there is, as he's up there, you can see people are kind of looking up because it's quiet. So they can hear it, but they can't make out quite what's going on. It's not as obvious as, slamming a hammer onto an anvil.
I am definitely sleeping since I didn't get any sleep last night.
Yep.
All right.
and I want to sleep somewhere not near that room where the noise is coming from.
Well, there's one other
I've got the
room.
room next door.
Yeah. I'm small. I can sleep on a shelf. It's okay.
Sleeps under the mattress to cut out the sound.
So,
Yeah, she's gonna be sleeping as well.
all right. So, Archimedes, exactly what are you attempting to do?
I am using our I'm going to be using a bunch of our T-Rex teeth and some of my inks to imbue just a simple +1 on both of these swords.
Okay. So I believe that's going to take you practically all night to do.
I'm not sleeping, so I will be taking a level of exhaustion.
So you work tirelessly through the night.
Yep.
Banging and clanking away, trying to keep it as quiet as possible. The rest of you, I take it, are all going to pile into the other room and sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
And because of the general price of +1 weapons, this is going to take me 10 hours to do both swords.
So, other than the sounds coming from the room next door, which in most instances would bother you enough to keep you awake, but because of the silence that is in the town itself, the noise he is making is almost comforting and allowing you to
Also,
get a restful sleep.
it's also rhythmic, so
Well, I don't find it comforting because, I mean, it might draw something in.
You have a complete and restful sleep.
Woo.
You awaken to the smell of fresh cooked ham and the equivalent of coffee. Making the smells making their way upstairs from the kitchen below.
Archie is still just softly pinging on the second sword. And if anybody comes into the room to ask if he wants anything, they're going to see him turn his head, and he looks like. Have you ever seen a owl at noon? Just one
Yeah,
eye
with the
blinks
eyes
at a time.
squinting.
Yeah, just
Yeah, that and one eye blinks at a time, and they look like they have been drunk for a week. That he's just one eye blinks, and then a second later the other eye blinks.
I'm just gonna get him a breakfast and coffee and take it up to him and leave it on the table
yeah.
so that when he's
Don't-
done he can eat.
Don't poke him or anything. He looks a little, like he might lash out.
Yeah, the meal is 3 copper again. And it's a couple of slices of just some pan fried ham and some boiled eggs.
That is a perfect gift.
So y'all have y'all have the day ahead of you. What is your plan? Yeah, that's definitely
Spend 2 more hours in this room finishing this damn swords.
so while he's working on the swords, what are the other of y'all doing?
Card game.
Cargate, so there's no one in here at the moment other than you.
Ah,
He was excited for that card game.
Yeah, he sees you looking around. He's like, most people won't be in until probably around lunchtime, around noon. Last night was about as packed as we get. Ain't that many people in town.
Maybe we should ask around if there's a bounty or something out on these boulet.
well, he's probably the one to ask.
You want the kobold asking? Okay. She strolls on over.
I don't know your set of skills yet.
Okay, she strolls on over to him and asks, so we know that these belay have been an issue. Is there a bounty or anything out on them?
Well, I know last year the mayor had offered up some gold for anybody who would take them out, but just nobody was feeling quite up to doing it.
Okay. That's a start for us. Okay. So, thank you. And she returns with the information. Well, we might be able to earn a little bit of gold through this.
Is it? You cut. I didn't catch all of that. Was that per gold per boulet?
He never didn't say how much gold.
Yeah, he didn't say how much because this was, I think he said last year.
Yep.
So the total would probably be different this year. So I have this feeling that if we go out and get some of these, that they would probably be willing to pay something for it. Or we could always go ask. Depends on how you want to go about this.
We can go to the mayor's office, find out, see what else is actually in town here.
Yeah. It give us something to do while our friend up there is going insane from lack of sleep.
Could one of us maybe stay behind and make sure nothing happens to the frazzled owl?
You really think someone's gonna mess with him looking like that?
I mean, we don't know what's in this town.
I mean, if you want to stick around, I mean, you could stay here.
Well, I mean, technically, we could say that Sparky stayed.
Oh yeah, Sparky will stay with you.
Discussing the
Alright.
discussing the finer points of the owl cult, the mechanical bird cult.
He probably sitting in the tavern where he could see Sparky's door, trying to convert people.
And there's no one to convert. That's the.
Have you heard about the owls in the door?
Have you heard the good word about the bird?
It's the bird. Bird's the word. So the rest of y'all are gonna head out.
Yep.
As you step out into the town, into the morning or early day, you see a few more people roaming around, but they are all again being as quiet as they possibly can. The general store just down the way next to the sheriff's office, which the name on the general store is Mott's General Store.
Two T's.
1T, M-O-T.
All right.
Give me a perception roll real quick.
24.
24.
Same.
As you see that Mott's General Store, and you're just kind of looking around and seeing what's what. There's a barber shop over here, and barber / doctor. You have the temple down the road a little bit. You see an old flyer on one of the walls. It's peeling up. It's pulled out, but with that 24, you notice it says elect Sheriff Mott for one more term. He did good last year. Why not again? Sheriff Mott for mayor.
It's a small enough town
The-
for the owner of the general store
Store.
to be the mayor and
the sheriff. Yes. It's a town so small they have a stoplight that doesn't work, but that's okay because everybody knows where everybody's going.
Just that one blinking red light in the middle of town.
So it's small enough that if you miss church on Sunday, they send you a get well card.
All right, so let's stop at Mott's General Store then.
All right.
See if the sheriff / mayor is in today.
Looks like we've got several places we need to stop by to see.
Just all one spot, one stop shopping. So yeah, they get over to Mott's General Store. And it's a very tidy little shop. They've got all kinds of goods. There's your basic home goods. There's grains. There's flours. uh, buckets. I mean, anything that you can think of is here.
I turn and look at Shay and over the table. What's her name?
Gwen. Just Gwen is fine.
Gwen. Okay, I forgot. I look at Shay
Okay.
and Gwen and say, "Was there anything that we needed other than normal trail rations, just in case we need to leave?"
I
didn't
don't know of anything.
we didn't really check in with Archie to see if he needed any other components. How are we on
I
heals?
I highly doubt we're gonna find any good components for him in this town. This seems more geared to the farmers than any kind of magical users.
I think just rations should be plenty.
But yeah, you're right on the healing. We probably do need some healing.
Mm,
I have the restorative ointment. I think we all got one of those,
yes.
other than Gwen, because she wasn't with us yet.
As you're looking through the goods, a very large half orc steps out from one of the back storage rooms. Can I help you?
Are you Mayor Motts?
Mott. Mott.
Mott?
M-O-T. Yes, that's me. What can I do for you?
Well, we were looking for some trail rations. If you got some.
Uh, Actually, I don't have rations. I got some bags of flour, some wheat. And you see a small little grocery style setup that's got just everyday foods, but there's not anything that would be set up as a trail rations.
Uh, horse, grain for the horses. Definitely need some of that.
All right, you can get that over at the stables.
All right.
We're more the stuff I've got in here. As you're looking around, you realize this is more of household general goods. These are not adventuring setups at all. I mean, there are things like blankets, some bottles, some buckets, some candles, a few small clothes, hammers, tools. There is some parchment, scale, and abacus. You find there's some masonry tools, some carpentry stuff, wood carver stuff, just some basic tools that you would use around a farmstead.
Well, in that case,
Now, if you're needing some food to go, you might check over at the Flying Fish. Neb's usually good about making something up that somebody can eat on for a couple of days.
gotcha. Yeah, that stew last night and breakfast this morning was delicious.
Oh, that stew. From what Neb was telling me, that stew has been cooking for 15 years. He just keeps adding stuff to it over time. Like little scraps of meat and stuff and the vegetables, whatever's left over, just goes in that stew, and it is so good.
And the ale, I ooh, ooh.
Yeah, that.
When he said 1 gold, I was really wondering about. I was really thinking 1 gold for ale, but man, that was some good stuff.
Oh yeah, that is some definitely some really good stuff. That's Kidrick's special recipe.
Kidrick was the owner of the Flying Fish, right?
No, that's Neb.
Neb. I'm still trying to get names right. So we just got in town last night.
Kidrick's
I've been told
one of the
you've
farmers
got
out there. He makes the ale as a hobby.
We're all humans, you know. We have
I've been
I
told
might
you've
have
got
to
a bit of a
speak to
problem
Neb.
with some land sharks.
Oh, the boulettes. Yes, ma'am, we do.
You looking for
Y'all,
some help?
are y'all interested in collecting on some of the bounty for them?
We were looking for
What-
some information.
What's the bounty on them?
5 gold per boulette.
Yeah, we'll probably take a shot at them sometime soon.
Yeah, you just bring me their you bring me their body or their head, and you got yourselves 5 gold, I guarantee.
You think Neb would buy some of that meat to throw in that stew?
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to ask Neb about that.
Would you be interested in buying any of that meat?
Not really. Most people around here, honestly, they produce their own meat. Except for every now and then somebody will buy some chickens, but I mostly deal with the dry goods.
Gotcha.
Something that we could always ask though, if he wants to use it, or we could try to find somewhere else to sell it before it spoils.
Uh, would anyone in town happen to make healing potions?
Uh, you might
Priest?
check down at the temple. Somebody down there might make some.
Any other places of town of interest you might think be of interest to us to check out?
It depends what you're interested in. Of course, to be honest, there ain't a whole lot around here.
Yeah,
Blacksmiths and stables. We got the barber.
Barber / doctor's office. So yes, I noticed that
Yeah,
sign.
that's Father Greybender. He's also our local priest of Xandus and priest of Xeris, really. He likes to say he follows Mayala, but we've all seen the icons. He's a priest of Xeris, no matter how much he'd like to say Mayala.
So he's the barber, the doctor, and the priest.
Well, priests are pretty much doctors anyway,
Yeah, you're right.
but yeah, he's also a local barber.
I feel like there should be some joke there. And you said what was his name again? Father what?
Greybender. To Morley Greybender.
You think he's At the barber's office, or you think he's down at the temple?
He steps out the front door, looks down towards the barber, looks down towards the temple, looks down to the. He's at the barber shop.
Well, I appreciate your time, Mayor Mott.
Sheriff Mott is fine. The title of mayor sounds kind of hoity-toity.
All right, Sheriff Mott. Turn around and look at the ladies with me. Is there anything else?
Other than looking into those healing potions, I can't think of anything.
Yep, we're gonna go to the barber shop next.
All right. Going to the barber shop.
You can't go just the three of you. Isn't it supposed to be a quartet?
Oh god.
All right. Have a nice day, Sheriff Mott.
Y'all
Go
have
ahead
a
and
good
walk out.
And y'all be careful. Don't make too much noise. We don't want them stirring up no boulettes here in town.
Where would be the best place to go to ambush some?
You want to
Obviously,
ambush?
not in town.
You don't ambush boulettes. They ambush you. You do understand they're called land sharks for a reason, don't you, son?
Yes, sir. I sure do.
It's because they like to dig underground.
Do you know where which side of town they're breeding in most?
Hold on a moment. Oh, I need.
Just opens his arms wide and spins around. Take your pick.
I got to see how much the sheriff actually knows here. Yeah, they're pretty much all over the place. I know they've got a pretty good size area that they like to travel in, so I don't know why this. I think this overlaps several hunting grounds. So I don't know. But just be careful.
Yes, sir. Heads on out.
Just follows him.
Where you headed? To the barber shop?
Yeah.
All right. It's got the typical rotating candy cane out front, the barber pole. And you see, as you get there and look in through the window, the glass painted on the window itself, it just says Graybender Barber. And you see someone in there getting their haircut by a dwarf.
Are they cutting, or is he cutting their hair, or is he putting some of his beard on them and changing their?
No, he's cutting their hair.
splashing some kind of potion on their face to make their beard grow.
Tinctures
So
and tonics.
I'll sit down and wait for him to get done.
As you're sitting there waiting, he's talking to the individual about farm talk. You know, you think we're gonna get a good crop this year? I don't know. The roulettes keep ruining my fields, and as he's doing that, the dwarf is just, going along cutting. And from your perspective, the guy's sitting facing, typical, he's in the chair, he's facing the mirror. The dwarf is behind him. He's got this platform built up so he can get just a little bit higher, maybe just a few inches higher to get on the right level to cut. And as you're walking in and getting ready to sit down, he looks over at you and he's cutting, and he nods his head, and then he stops and looks at what he cut. And just quickly starts trying to clean up this bad job he did. Cutting a large section off of this individual's hair, which he succeeds. He's got it all trimmed back up perfectly, but from just an angle, just right, you can see that there's a section that looks a little bit shorter than it should. But he's got it all kind of feathered in there, combed over it. There you go. I'll see you back here in a couple of weeks, I guess. Yeah, we'll see you later. And guy gets up. You see him hand him a couple of copper. And he heads out. So, what can I do for you folks?
Oh, Sheriff Mott sent us over here.
Oh, you need a haircut?
I mean, it has been a couple of weeks, but I think I'm good right now.
Well,
We were actually wondering if you had any healing potions for sale.
I might have one or two. Let me see here. And he goes over and he opens up, and you see things labeled like hair tonic, aftershave. He grabs one and he sniffs it. Oh no, that's not it.
I look over at the ladies, and Thieves can't say we may not want to buy his potions.
Is,
I might agree with you on that.
Yeah, I actually I got a couple here.
Uh-oh.
What you got?
Couple of healing potions.
What do they run?
Well, they don't. They're in bottles. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. These are 30 gold each.
Yeah, No. I think. Ooh. I think we'll wait until we get back from hunting some boulet.
Oh, you gonna go boulet hunting? Be careful.
Yes, that was what we were looking for the healing for.
Yeah.
Be careful. Those things are dangerous. They can hurt you, especially this time of year.
Yeah, we were told it's mating season.
Yes, it is. Have you ever seen boulet at mate? Whew.
Not a normal form of entertainment for me.
It's not something you want to be around for. Was there anything else I can get for you?
You know, about how many you normally see during mating season?
Well, I don't know how many different ones there are. I just know I've seen more than one.
It sounded like your last customer was talking about on being tearing up his fields.
Oh yeah, they get them. Them boulette, they'll come out of nowhere. He may have had if you have an animal, just wild animal running around, the boulette will go after it. They ain't afraid of nothing.
Good to know.
Is there anything else you need?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah,
Ladies.
I think you've given us what we need.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Well, y'all have a good day.
You too.
You too. Head back over toward the inn.
Would you say that was 2 or more hours?
I'll say by the time they finished eating, deciding where they're going, I will say that's been right around the 2 hour mark.
Okay.
Because it doesn't take
I
long
don't think
to
I
get.
want to be near the inn right now.
So you get back over to the inn as Archie, cross-eyed, walks out of the room. And I think we're gonna stop there for this week.
It's going to be one hand on the bowl, just slowly pushing his face into it, eating, looking, waiting for Kinjar to get close enough, and just drops them over drops the swords over the edge for him.
So we're gonna end this week's game here because I have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work. And we will pick this back up next week.
Sounds good.
As y'all go boulet hunting.
I hope.
Should be interesting. So thank y'all all for watching. And until next week, you can go check out the Zazzle store and pick yourself up one of these shirts. These are cool. New bandana as well. So, I do have I will be posting it up probably tomorrow. On Thursday nights, I'm going to be starting a new campaign. For some Patreon supporters, and we're going to, during that campaign, discover the realms of the Underdark here on Sakaris. It is going to be interesting. We're going to learn things about the world that you surface dwellers will never know. So it should be a lot of fun. That's all we got for tonight. Till next time, go forth and roll some dice. Oh, have a good night.
Night.
Night, everyone.
Night.
Good night.